What's up everyone, welcome back. Today we're playing Valduk, Keeper of the Flame in Historic Brawl. Valduk is a 3-mana mono red commander, human shaman, 3/2, with at the beginning of combat on your turn, for each aura and equipment attached to Valduk, create a 3/1 red elemental creature token with trample and haste. Exile those tokens at the beginning of the next end step. So, it's a pretty simple game plan. It's a mono red Voltron deck. We're trying to get as much equipment and auras on Valduk as possible so that we can create a ton of 3/1 elementals and kill our opponent incredibly fast. And, you know, they have haste, and we are going to lose them anyway, so we'll just attack all, right? Can be incredibly powerful. I mean, just think about it. If you have, you know, 5 auras or equipment attached on Valduk, which, you know, as you can see, we have a ton of equipment and auras, so it's not that far-fetched. Even the cheap ones, right? You create 15 power, not to mention whatever Valduk is from the buffs he's getting from the auras and enchantments, or the auras and equipment. So you create 5 3/1s, which is 15 power plus Valduk. So you very feasibly you can have, you know, as little as 4 or 5 equipment and aura attached to Valduk and have lethal on the board, right? That's what we're going to try to do. We're going to try to basically catch our opponent off guard and just swing in. Now, Historic Brawl is a tough format for Voltron commanders, especially in mono red. You know, colors like blue and green, which have a lot of protection spells, those are easier to play Voltron in. Red's a little bit tougher, so we kind of just have to depend on being fast. We have things like Mirror Shield and the other one that I can't think of, Swiftfoot Boots, right? So we have ways of giving our commander hexproof to protect it, but not a lot of options beyond that in mono red. So we just want to get in there and smack their face. Thankfully, you know, Valduk is only 3 mana, so we can spend turns 1 and 2 getting equipment down, turn 3 casting Valduk and immediately attacking in for value. If they remove Valduk, you know, maybe we can take another turn or 2 to rebuild and cast him for 5. A lot of our equipment gives him haste, like Swiftfoot Boots gives him haste, so yeah. And the effect does say at the beginning of combat on your turn. So Valduk doesn't have to attack to get the 3/1s to spawn, which is a nice little benefit. So even if we don't have the ability to give Valduk haste, we can still re-equip a bunch of stuff on him the turn he comes down, and still create the a bunch of 3/1s. So that's the basic game plan. I won't go through all the equipment and auras in here, but there's a bunch of really cheap ones, like Bone Saw is a funny one. 0 mana, right? Equip 1, it gets +1, +0, right? You know, there's an aura, 1 mana, gets +1, +2, +1, right? So we have a bunch of things like that in the deck. As finishers, we have Terror of the Peaks, right? So whenever another creature enters the battlefield under our control, Terror of the Peaks deals damage equal to that creature's power to any target. So you can imagine we create 5 3/1s, right? And then they all do 3 damage to any target. We do 15 damage to their face, then we attack them with the 3/1s and Valduk. Embercleave, staple from the Eldraine days, one of the best equipment, you know, that you can have, gives double strike and trample. Also can be cast at flash speed. We can catch the opponent off guard, and that's kind of it. Trying to think if there's anything else super synergistic. 1 ring, obviously. Bloodline Pretender was a request, so whenever or as Bloodline Pretender enters the battlefield, choose a creature type. Whenever another creature of the chosen type enters the battlefield under your control, put a +1/+1 counter on this creature. So we'll choose what is this, elemental, right? So whenever an elemental comes in, so we can make this guy super big, and we can attach equipment and stuff to this guy as well. But yeah, that's the deck. Not a lot to go over. Very typical mana base, right? Mono red. and with fetches. So yeah, let's get into the games. This was a viewer requested deck. That viewer joined the Discord, requested the deck in the Discord channel called Request Deck. If you have a deck that you'd like me to try, do the same thing. The link to the Discord's in the description. Go to the Requested Deck channel, request your deck in there. Thanks for tuning in. If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you haven't already, subscribe. Let's keep the channel growing. I have no idea what level of queue we're going to play in. And what I mean by that is, you know, a lot of the commanders I play are in S tier hell queue. But I almost never see this commander, so I have no idea who we're going to play against or what the power level of those decks will be. But we'll find out together. Looks like a mono white deck. Yeah, this card's good. It's definitely not in hell queue though. It's just a good card. Okay, so like mono white weenie maybe. All right, we have all our lands. This is also good with the creatures we create. Well, we have turn 1, turn 2. They get to go first. I think it's a keepable hand just because we have 3 untapped lands, right? I guess we have the ability to draw a new hand if we want. Yep, mono white weenie. So whenever a creature enters the battlefield under your control, impact tremors is 1 damage each opponent, right? Another a life gain deck, maybe? No. I think it's just mono white weenie. Okay, well let's put down the... Let's put down our commander. Maybe they have removal, maybe they don't. We'll find out here, but we should start blocking their small little creatures. Uh-huh. Makes sense. Thankfully, since they are tiny, we're still at 21 life. Okay. Well, we don't have a creature, so it is what it is. Maybe we'll Valakut and draw some fresh cards. Panharmonicon, okay. Draw some fresh cards. I don't feel like you're applicable right now. Draw 2, that's fine. What is this guy? He is a human shaman. I'll just pick human. Alright. So do we play our commander or do we play something else? Do we play Terror of the Peaks? Are they just holding up removal? We kind of don't really have a choice, right? I guess if they have removal, I'd rather they remove our commander again. How much removal do you run? Okay, they can't be blocked. Alright. Well then. They have all their mana untapped, so... Gotcha. Alright, well. GG. Like I said, you know, this deck is kind of all or nothing. They could have just, done that before I did my whole turn, but whatever. Maybe they wanted to make extra sure I didn't have a red counter spell. I guess that's a possibility. This is one of our better equipment, so I think we'll keep. And we get to go first this time. Against Kenrith, which is a little bit slower of a deck. Two green, huh? Well, I think I'll just play my commander, since it doesn't seem like they have removal mana up. 3 green. Okay, are they like a mono green Kenrith deck? That'd be kind of interesting. It would help us out too, because we won't have to worry about removal. I mean, they might have removal for... Oh no, there you go. Okay. They might have removal for artifacts, though. Yeah. Alright. 11 damage. We have Ward 2. In the woods, sure. We could kill one of them. We could do the one ring. If we... If we attack again, we make another 11 power. Are they just gonna block all of them? I don't know what the right play is. I guess... go wide? And make them have it? Okay. This is... It depends on what they choose, right? Depends on what they choose. They could choose 3 very powerful spells and still... we could still win. So, we'll see. Watch them run out of time. Nope. Okay, they did it. Toxrill. Toxrill, Atali, or Gruff. Choose a card to be shuffled into your opponent's library. Hold on. An opponent chooses one of those cards. Shuffle that card into your library. You may cast the other cards without paying. We want to choose one. We can kill Gruff. But it creates two copies of itself. I think we can fight through these two. That wasn't as bad as I thought. I thought they might choose like 3 extra turn spells or 3 board wipes or something. Okay, yeah, got rid of my creatures. Make my guy big. Bonesaw. Damn, I was hoping we drew something that gave it flying. So remember, I don't have to attack with Valduk. And I probably shouldn't here. Right? But I do have lethal, so they do need to attack. Or they do need to block. And when those things block, I'm going to get a bunch of triggers. Making sure, okay. Yeah, end turn. We'll see what they got. They still have 7 mana. Okay. It lost its abilities, okay. Gotcha. Well, I think it's One Ring time. I think we'll keep that. Okay, well I still have a 10-9. Not the worst thing ever. What's this? Okay, Vorinclex. Sure. All I need is one of my equipment that gives my guy flying, and then I'm good. Would you like to attack? I have protection from everything. Ragavan, not what I'm looking for. It's a draw. It has trample. Ace. Okay. Now it's a 12-10. Do I just attack with it? And make them block? Because they're going to have to block. It has trample. So they're going to have to block with a lot of stuff. They'll just block with their 2 6/6s, right? Maybe I'll just wait. Give it one more turn. Now that we have trample, do it like this. Just have some extra board presence. Oh yeah, that's right, it's gonna die. Well, whatever. We didn't have anything else to do with it. I guess we could have played this equipment instead. That probably would have been better. I forgot about Toxtrol's ability. You're so close to pulling out the lethal. We're in kind of a stalemate. Oh, they made a copy of it. Okay. Okay. Well, they found a way. Alright, so 5 mana and I have 2 left over. Yeah, well, I have to win this turn, right? And none of this does it. I don't think there's a single card in my deck that will help me out of this, but let's just take a peek. Yep, nope. And I think they attack all and we're dead. Okay, cool. Well, we almost pulled it out. Kenrith, huh? So the matchmaker thinks Valduk and Kenrith are on the same power level. That's what I learned today. Moltrotha, okay. Cool. Definitely another fair fight. They get to go first. Alright, I mean... Sure. Again, we have the Thran power suit, so... you can't complain. Turn 1 Ragavan is also not a bad thing, so we'll take that. Okay, sure. Ramp ourselves. And yeah. Get the suit down. If we get another hit with Ragavan, we can Valduk and equip the suit. Okay. Doesn't look like we're going to be able to do that. Well, maybe. Is this... It can make Ragavan kind of big, so they have to block it. Nah, I think they're on 2 lands and a mana dork. I think we just get this party started. Oop. Not you. Well, yeah, sure. I mean, you can block Ragavan. You can take 3. Arcane Signet, okay. They're really struggling to find land. Which is fine by me. Uldrotha is a super powerful deck. Aha, here we go, has flying. That's what we were looking for in the last game. Okay. We could attach it to Ragavan to keep our mana going. That might actually be... That might actually be the play. Oh, they just scoop. Okay, cool. Alright, I mean... We didn't get to really play that out, but... They were mana screwed. But even if they... You know, they would be at 4 mana right now. They'd be playing... Muldrotha next turn. I mean, we were in a pretty good position, right? We were like, you know, this swing would have been what? 2, 5, 3, like 10 damage, and then I was gonna equip the suit, so it would have been a little bit more than that. Yeah, I mean, we were like 2 combats away from winning. So, yeah. All right. We were in a good spot, I guess is what I mean. Hey, we got a win. It's just, mono red Voltron is just tough. You need, when you play Voltron, you need a lot of protection for your Voltron commander, and mono red just does not have a lot of options. At least on Arena, there aren't a lot of options. I imagine this plays a bit better in Commander, which is kind of true for all historic Brawl decks, but especially the ones like this where it's the card selection is a little bit wanting. We get to go first. Okay. This is a combo deck, so I think we'll have some time against it. Yeah. Do it like that. Maybe we'll save this as an actual spell, because we have plenty of mana. Ornithopter is nice. It's a mana rock, or a mana dork, I guess technically, but we can also attach equipment to it. So it's a O2, but it can be a flyer that can get really big. So it's that's why it's in the deck. Okay, enough lands, deck. Enough lands. Do I just play my commander into the 1 blue mana? Probably, right? Maybe not. Either stick. Okay, you got something. Would you like to counter that? Spell Pierce? Brainstorm. Gotcha. Hopefully you have a fetch land. Nope, no fetch. Free mana, just sitting on open. Well, we don't have a choice. We're the red deck. We gotta put pressure on them. Is this where the removal spell comes in? Nope. They don't have enough mana for Settle the Wreckage, so I'm not worried about that. They use it to Fairy's Protection. Huh. Okay. Seems a little premature to do Teferi's Protection. Yeah, I think you kind of wasted that. But maybe they have a follow-up, like a Settle the Wreckage or something. No, they're just gonna play their commander. Okay. Sure. Are you gonna block with it? I can steal their commander too and hit them. No, I kind of want them to block with it, so... Okay. They don't block. Hmm. Yeah, they're gonna gain life. And it's whenever they draw a card, right? Mirror Shield, okay. Whip it to Quasar, yeah. But again, that's like your whole turn. Oh, I guess it gives it a bigger toughness. Okay. We really need to draw some equipment. Some good equipment, too. We have plenty of mana. Okay. Flying in haste, that's good. That gets over their creature. They can block 1 and take 7. Too bad they have hexproof because the lightning bolt would have gotten them there. Alright, well we can't target their commander anymore, so might as well put down the land. Uh-huh. Back up to 9. So there are a couple cards that infinitely combo with Quasar, and if they draw them, there's nothing we can do about it. What's it called? It's a black enchantment that has hexproof, like 6 mana. I can't think of it, but that works with that infinitely combos with their commander. There's at least one other card that does too, but they're kind of like digging for those. We'll put it in my hand. That's fine. We can just re-equip the equipment. Bone Saw. We can also just kill Teferi with Lightning bolts. There's 2. Okay. Do it like this. Bone saw is 0. And yeah. Or do I have lethal here? Wait, do I even care about Teferi? Hold on. Hold on. If I attack all, aren't they just dead? Yes. Okay. Sorry, I was doing quick math there. Sorry, I'm just used to, if Teferi Time Raveler is down, you gotta kill it, right? That's my mindset. I don't play aggro that much, but as you can see, we would have had 5 plus 2 of these would have gotten through if they could block 1. I don't know if they had a Swords to Plowshares or some kind of effect with their 1 white mana, but let's assume they didn't. I'm assuming they didn't because they scooped, right? But 6 plus 5 is 11, which is enough for lethal. So we didn't miss lethal. We almost missed it, but we didn't miss it. Good game. All right, let's do one more. I think we're 50% right now. 2 wins, 2 losses. But yeah, like I was saying, I think this would be a great commander in actual commander because it is really fast, right? And in actual commander, you'd have a lot more time to set up. Oh god, Xenagos. Okay, well, hopefully we're just faster than them. You'd have a lot more time to set up your Voltron strategy, so and then you'd create all those 3/1s, and you'd have a lot more synergies, and maybe even like sacrifice synergies. Be pretty cool. Alright, well we get a free mana, so it's kind of like we get to go first. If that makes sense. Well, never mind. Never mind. Yeah, you... Let's not play the Mox Amber right now, because they could remove it, potentially. They are in green. And we would get no value out of it. So let's play it for free when we have an actual legendary creature to get mana off of it. That's another good one for their deck. Wow, they got the dream start. I think next turn they can play their commander. Alright, well. Yeah, so much for my strategy. I think we've lost this game already. I thought they were gonna like do their normal thing. If they're missing a land here, then we might have a chance. Okay, they're missing a land. They'll be able to do their commander next turn, but they are missing a land. Kept a good but greedy hand. Alright, let's do it like this. Commander. What's better? It has haste. Anything that gives like trample or anything? No. But we can just put pressure on them, which is probably the right play. It has trample.
It ain't the first time I've been knocked about. I was raised by wolves.
Maybe haste would have been better so we get attacked with both. And they couldn't have gotten Zendikos down. I don't know. That's assuming they didn't draw land either. 6/6. Yep. No blocks. Maybe we can make Valduk big enough though to block whatever creature they buff. I mean, that's definitely a possibility. We just have to draw the right equipment. I'm just laughing because it's like that's kind of been the theme of the whole episode. These are all really kind of weak. This one equips for free. So I have 5 mana, so I can do Rune of Speed and draw a card. Do this and buff its toughness, which is probably relevant. If I do this, I can still do that and the other thing, right? I think. Okay, Embercleave. 1 less to cast for each attacking creature, so we 1, 2, so we'll have 3, so it'll cost 3 mana. That could be a pretty big blowout. Yeah. Okay. So this has to attack. That's a bummer, because they can just block with their commander, which is indestructible. However, you can do it like this. Nope. You are attacking here. Attacking there. Attacking there. How many blockers do they have? Yeah, I just want the thing to die. They're gonna block my commander.
I'll be back after I've licked my wounds.
Take action.
You'll see.
In turn. Okay. Well. It was a good run. They attacked with their O3. Nice. Big brain. Yeah. GG. I guess. I don't know. Yeah. They had the god hand. And they stumbled a little, but yeah. They got their commander out super fast, and it's hard for us to compete with that commander. We'll do another one. I kind of chucked that game. Honestly, like, any deck against Zendikos is really difficult. Like, Zendikos is a difficult deck to play against because their commander's indestructible. So there's like not a lot you can do against it, and it's such a powerful effect. Like, any creature comes down, its power and toughness gets doubled, and it has haste. It's pretty hard to combat unless you have the right tools. You have like exile tools or whatever. We definitely don't have those tools in this deck. They get to go first. I don't really want to play Pentlaza. I don't feel like we're equipped to play against that, and I feel like we're playing a lot of LQ commanders now, which is pretty sad. Pretty sad. The matchmaker is pretty awful. The power level of this deck is like a C plus, maybe B, if you're giving it a little bit of props, right? but it is not an S tier deck. So the fact that it keeps pinning us against like Xenagos and Pentlaza, and we played Muldrotha and Kenrith. I mean, yeah, Wizards got, they either need to take away the matchmaker, like the tiers, you know, like, you know, whatever code they have that puts you in a certain tier based on whatever deck you're running, they need to get rid of that, or they need to fix it, because it's not good. It's not good at all. All right, you guys ready to play Rusko or Cedh or? All right, Gix. It's a better deck than our deck, but we might have a chance to beat it if we could fucking go first. Okay, let's see. 3 lands. That's a heavy equip cost. Oh no, it enters the battlefield with equip it to target. Okay, free equip cost. With boots is nice, especially against a black deck. Okay, I think we keep. Again, their deck is better than our deck, but might have a chance here. Alright, that's obviously a good card. I don't really want to shuffle away any of my stuff. Your go, they say. I'm sorry, I took 3 seconds too long. My bad. Boots. Mono black has no way to interact with the artifacts, so I don't have to worry about them getting rid of my boots. Okay, they play their Gix, they draw 2 cards. If we draw a Braid, that'd be nice. We do not, we draw a land. That's the same thing as a Braid, right? And we have no play. I mean, we would be foolish to play our commander against a mono black deck, but we have nothing else to do. We could just play this and equip it later, but it's a free equip cost, so I don't want to do that either. This is kind of poo-poo, but it is what it is. Now they're gonna draw 3 cards, right? Yep. All the cards. Hopefully they tap out. If they're smart, they won't tap out. They'll hold up removal, so that when I try to equip Swiftfoot Boots, yeah, they will be ready for it. So here it comes. Gonna play my commander, and then when I go to equip, they're gonna remove it. Amazing. Amazing. Like, I didn't even see it coming. I did not. I did not have fun. Thank you for asking, Wizards. Part of why I like playing Control versus other strategies is because when I deal with opponents that are like little snobs like that one was, I feel like I can really make them suffer, but I can't really do that with a mono red Voltron deck. I can't like steal all their permanents or remove all their precious little creatures, or, you know, counter all their stuff and make them angry. I can't do any of that stuff. It makes me sad, because I like doing those things. Can we go first? Okay, I'm just gonna concede until we go first, because I feel like this deck has almost no chance unless we go first. Yep. especially against Pakal or whatever that is, which is like the best aggro deck in the format. So yeah, now we're just in Hell Q. Great. People have told me like, oh, it's based off your commander, or it's based off like if you know you have a bunch of rares and stuff in your deck. And I you know, sometimes that stuff feels true one way or another, but like literally if you look at this deck list, it's probably like mostly commons and uncommons and maybe a couple rares. I mean, the commander itself is not, it's an uncommon. So I have no idea. We get to go first. Hey. Oh, this is a similar deck to ours. It's like the Rakdos version of our deck. Beginning of combat of your turn, create a 2/1 elemental creature token with trample and haste. Sacrifice the beginning of the next end step. Yeah, so it's a sacrifice deck, but they get to make 2/1 elementals. Okay, we have a lot of good stuff. Not enough mana, but technically with Ornithopter we do. Alright. Doesn't really matter. Doesn't matter which one. Okay. This would be a good one to get down for against their deck, but let's ramp for now. Okay, Stitcher Supplier. Huh? What? Why are you milling yourself? I'm so confused. Okay. Do you think they have removal? Probably, right? So do we just play more of our equipment and wait until we have another land so we can equip right away and at least get value off our commander? Probably against the black deck, right? I'm sure. I don't think this will matter, but it doesn't hurt. I guess we have a little protection for our commander if we play it. They're reading my cards. Okay, they play their commander. Create a 2/1. Uh-huh. I guess I could just make my Ornithopter really big, right? Yeah, let's do that. Hold on, let me read this one, just in case. When enters battlefield, draw a card. Ooh. Okay, I kind of like that better. Nice. And we can do both. Look at that. Okay, so now whenever they sacrifice a creature, we're going to make our creature bigger. They shock in a Blood Crypt. Okay. Wonder if they have an edict or something. Bone splinters. Okay. Sure. We can pay the 1. We still get the effect of Eater of Virtue. I think. No, I guess not. I guess it doesn't take equipment costs. Or equipment effects. Alright. Would have been nice to have this down when that happened. Well, I guess our best play is to play our commander and then do this ward armor, equip free, attack, right? I mean, that's our best play. We get this guy back on, the Soul Cleaver. I think we'll be in good shape. They probably have more removal, though. In which case, we're not in good shape, but at least we have another creature we can start equipping stuff to. Infernal Grass. Okay. Yep, take action. It is a trample haster. This is equipped too. That's a bummer. Okay, well, now if this dies with Eater of Virtue, it will maintain the trample haste. Oh, and flying because of Ornithopter. Nice. Okay, cool. We're both at 15, which is kind of funny. It doesn't feel like this game's been particularly even, but we're at the same life total. Okay, they're gonna go for it. I'm the Forbidden. They're trying to draw more cards. Man, I really wish I had the Soul Cleaver equipped. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. There we go. Okay. We have a hexproof. We have a hexproof equipment. Still only have 4 lands though. So this is equipped 2. This is equipped 2. This is equip 1. If we equip this... No, that doesn't work. We definitely want to get Soul Cleaver attached. We know we're doing that. I would much rather this be my commander, but I can't cast my commander right now. Oh, and has vigilance too. So I can keep it up as a blocker as well, which is nice. Depending on how they play their turn, I might not block though. Because they might be depending on me blocking to get their 5 creatures died this turn in order to tutor with their commander. They skip their combat. Okay. Interesting. Sure, you just gave me lethal. Thank you. Got it. Okay. But if I draw a land, I think I still have lethal because of the virtue. It's equip 1. Oh, dang. Okay. Vampiric Lights. Sure. A bunch of treasures. So really I just need to draw a creature. That's not it. Oh my god. Well, I guess we'll just play our equipment, right? And hope for the best. When was the last time we drew a land? Was that like 7 draws ago? I can't remember. I have 40 lands in the deck, or something like that. Maybe like 38, but it's very close to 40. I don't know why you wouldn't hold that up unless you have a removal spell in hand. Because just by holding that up, you would have been able to kill whatever creature I play. I don't know. Oh, I mean, they have a ton of mana. Maybe they're just like, oh, there's no way they can win if we just deploy all our stuff. Okay, they gained a little life. Oh my god, the Soul Cleaver was attached to something right now. Gain 1 life, draw a card. I mean, I guess they could just keep doing that, right? Maybe get out of, like, striking range. Nope. Didn't draw a creature. Cool. Alright, let's do a deck review. So, I mean, this is a fun commander, but I think it's really better in the actual, you know, format commander. But, you know, there's potential here to make a cool deck. Maybe I didn't build it right, you know? Maybe I focused too much on equipment and not enough on removal or some other strategy. I don't know. But, you know, when you can get Valduk down, attach a couple equipment, and start swinging, it's a really powerful deck. But, like I said, mono red has a hard time protecting its... It has almost no protection spells, right? So, you're relying on basically Swiftfoot Boots and Mirror Shield and a couple of other things that give ward to protect your Valduk. Otherwise, it's just very vulnerable to everything. And I guess you're going to play in Hellq, so... You know, all the decks are full of removal. I mean, that's the name of the game in Historic Brawl. Like, all the decks are powerful in S tier, right? So, the only way to get an edge on someone else's deck is to remove their pieces, right? So, the decks have heavy, you know, removal packages. And, Valduk is pretty vulnerable to those removal packages, as we found out, right? You know, maybe prioritizing equipment that gives protection. There are other equipment that give ward and stuff like that, but they cost more, you know? So my strategy was trying to have really cheap equipment so that we could curve out and get Valduk down and be fast. But maybe that's not the way you build this deck. Maybe you build them with the much more expensive, you know, 3, 4, 5 mana equipment, but those equipment give Valduk protection. I don't know. You'll have to tell me. But anyway, thanks to the viewer who suggested the deck. It was a cool deck. I'm pretty sure this would be a awesome commander, you know, to play in Commander, where you could actually A, have a bigger card pool, and B, not get it removed every second that it's down, right? So, thanks for watching. Appreciate that. If you haven't already, subscribe. If you'd like to suggest a deck, join the Discord. Go to the Request a Deck channel. Request a deck there. Or if you just want to hang out and talk to other people from the channel, you can join the Discord for that. I'll see you guys in the next one. Later.